Hi, in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you that there are at least 7 different visual conditions or eye conditions that are associated with inflammatory problems within your body. 7, and possibly even more. I didn't sit down and think about every possible scenario, but at least 7. So before we go into that, let's talk to you today about how you can connect with us. If you're local, call us at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, then you can go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com. There, what we would suggest that you do is if you're ready to take the next step to improving your vision, then schedule a consultation with me by clicking the button and taking those next steps. Then you'll have time to talk with me directly about how I can work with you and help you with your vision, no matter where you're at in the world. Now let's talk about these 7 different areas of vision or the eye that are affected by an inflammatory condition throughout your body, and then we'll discuss maybe what you could do about that. So some of these you might find like, okay, I can buy into that, and some of them you might be somewhat surprised. So first of all, glaucoma is a condition that is now found to be and considered to be an inflammatory type of condition that's caused by inflammation within the body and has its effect in the eye. Macular degeneration is another one. A third one is dry eye. You may know that one and that might be kind of more common and you're more familiar with it. Cataracts. Did you know that that is often caused by an inflammation inside the body? Eye infections. So lots of different eye infections, and there are infections of many different areas within the eye that could be a problem and associated with that. And then strabismus or nitrine, which is what I talk about a lot because that's something that we work on correcting and fixing in our clinic. And the last one, number 7, is binocular vision dysfunctions or disorders. And so that's kind of a broad sweep or scope, but basically inflammatory types of conditions can cause lots of binocular vision disorders. Now, let's talk about, well, what if you do find that you have a high inflammatory condition inside of your body, and maybe you've had a chronic eye infection or chronic dry eye? There are a few things that I might recommend. It might be worth your while to check out your gut microbiome. There's actually quite a few companies out there now. Your doctor can order a test, but there are a lot of companies online that you can find. You just want to find one that's good and reputable that will test your gut microbiome. Now, understand this might mean some kind of weird things that you have to do. And that might include swabbing your mouth and giving up some saliva. It might also require you to collect fecal samples. Okay, but basically what they're going to be testing you for is, do you have any immune or inflammatory markers? They're going to be looking at, what does your gut microbiome look like? Does this include a high level of one area of bacteria that maybe is a little out of control, or fungus, maybe some viruses that are a problem, or even if there happens to be some parasites. And there is, to an extent, obviously in our gut microbiome, where we're used to hosts, being the host body to a lot of stuff. And these things do have their place in our body and even on our skin and in every area of our body. They help to break down things, and so they break down stuff that can be toxic to us and they get rid of it as waste. So your microbiome is actually very, very important, and it's normal to know that you have things like viruses, you've got bacteria, you've got some level of fungus. It's normal to have some of that. It's when it gets overgrown in your gut that becomes a problem. And that gut inflammation, so inside of your intestines, they actually call your gut your second brain. If you haven't heard of that, there's a great book. I think it's even called The Second Brain. And you might want to look into that. But if you have a lot of inflammation inside of your intestines, then this can actually cause some inflammatory things to occur in the eyes. And there's a lot of research being done about this right now. There's tons of studies. You can go just type it into your favorite web browser, whether that be Brave or Google or whatever it is. And then you can see there's quite a lot of things that are discussed about this now. And you can say gut microbiome or inflammatory conditions in the eye, and you'll be really surprised at the stuff that comes up. Now, if you find out what your normal level of gut microbiome is, and maybe what is out of whack, or maybe it's not where it needs to be, then that's even better, because a naturopathic doctor who works on those sorts of things can work with you to help bring that microbiome back into normal range. That might mean things like prescribing or putting you on a prebiotic or probiotic. It might mean a lot of other things. Maybe it's that you need to go on vitamin D or vitamin C or who knows what else. But it's a great way, if you have a microbiome test, to see where are your inflammation markers. Do you have some food sensitivities that you need to maybe cut out that could be causing the inflammation inside of your body? What are some other things that could be causing an inflammatory cascade? Now, I'm not going to go through all of those with you today. The idea was to say that we are knowing increasingly now that inflammation in the body is associated with a lot of visual problems. And where is that inflammation maybe rooted in? The gut. And is it a problem because of your microbiome? Yeah, most likely. So there are some things that I think you can look into and do to help yourself, not only for your overall well-being and health, because these things also affect us physically with our energy levels, mentally with our ability to keep our energy up, our ability to be focused and pay attention, but also maybe, our ability to mentally be active with other people, having conversations, having friendships, not being depressed, or having anxiety. All of these things really have a factor here. So it's important for you to be aware of them and do what you can do in order to help yourself. Again, not only for your overall well-being, maybe your physical, mental health well-being, but also for your vision health. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And if you feel like this is important, pass it on to someone else. Also, we would say if you haven't done it yet, maybe you've been on the fence as to whether or not you should make an appointment with us. If you're local, just call us at 618-288-1489. Or if you're not local, you can still connect with us and we can still help you. Go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com and schedule a consultation. Thank you.